Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is May 21st, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. If you take a look there, you can see our next weather system out over the Pacific Ocean, pushing towards Oregon. It's going to do a little else, but kind of drop the temperatures a little bit, keep the heights lowered here across the state of California, but we do have the potential for warming up as we go all the way on in through next week. We'll take a look at those details here in a moment, and we'll take a look at the extended forecast to see if we're going to get that upper level low around that may destabilize things as we go towards the end of the month and the early portion of June as we go through the video today as well. So taking a look here over the last 24 hours, no lightning strikes to speak of here across the southwest USA, including the entire state of California. Looks like there was something off the coastline there. I don't know. Maybe that was some kind of a blurb, some kind of a anomaly there that was not actually a lightning strike. But yeah, nothing over the state of California over the last 24 hours. But if you want your own home weather station, this is probably the one to get here, especially if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a weather station. This one is quite affordable and it is very fun. You can look at your smartphone app and see what your home is doing wherever you go. It detects lightning. It's got a haptic rain gauge, ultrasonic anemometer, solar powered, and it'll be up and running in minutes. Very fun weather station. Click on that link down below to save 10% off on one. So taking a look here, you can see that we are, you see the sunrise. You can see that we are dealing with some stratus layer there across some Los Angeles, Orange, San Diego County, right along the immediate coastline there. Same thing for the Central Coast. But the vast majority of the state and the coastal areas are fairly clear this morning. Again, you can see the snow-capped mountains and you can see the valley carved out here on the GOES 18 satellite imagery here. So yeah, fun stuff. I always enjoy watching the GOES 18. You can kind of see that storm system out here spinning to the very upper left of this image, and also looking here at current weather across the region. Not much to speak of. You can see the north wind coming down the valley areas here until you get down towards Bakersfield and Porterville. You can see a little bit of south wind there as well. But if you look at the coastal areas, you can see Monterey right now is dealing with about 3/4 mile visibility, so it is fairly actually, not that it's not technically fog, but it is known as mist in the aviation world. And you can see there are some other areas of some lower visibilities out there as well. You can go down towards Los Angeles and you can zoom in on this cool app here as well. And you can kind of look at Torrance is actually dealing with some fog and pretty low ceiling there as well. 1/4 mile visibility also. So yeah, fun stuff. But then you can see as you go inland here a little bit, you're dealing with 70 degrees and 10 miles there as well. So yeah, there's Ontario Airport. Looks like they're dealing with right around 70 degrees and 10 miles visibility as well. Now, if you want to send me your weather images, do so on the Patreon page. You can sign up as free. You can view all this stuff and you can send me images and whatnot. You go to the community tab there and go ahead and send away. And if you want to support the channel, this is a good way to do it here also. Now, looking at the Storm Prediction Center, not much to worry about in the way of thunderstorms here. Actually, nothing to worry about for the state of California over the next 3 days or so. But that may be changing through the extended forecast. I'll show you a little bit of that here in a moment. We do have the elevated threat for grass fires here. This is, I believe, the Bay Area here, and this goes all the way on and through tomorrow, Thursday. Some gusty winds, low relative humidities. You guys know the drill. Just minor right there, but of course, it's not too minor if you do get a fire near your home or something like that. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. And of course, we got these pretty decent northwest winds along the coastline. Mariners, watch out. Gusty winds, rough seas, wind-driven waves, 10 to 15 feet. So, you guys know what to do. And this is for today on the day, Wednesday. So we do have some heat advisories across Southern California as soon as you get away from the immediate coastline there as well. And you click on that, you can see the National Weather Service. There is, the risk for some heat illness for sensitive populations. Some temperatures up towards 100 degrees expected. Portions of Southwest California all the way on in through Thursday. So that's, again, for today and tomorrow. Now, lightning strike density potential. So as you can see over the next few days, we're now going through Saturday afternoon. We're not dealing with much here across the region. Maybe a stray shower here across some of the higher terrain. Very isolated though. And then we go through the extended forecast and we may get a ridge building up and across the area, and that may allow a cutoff low to be around. And you kind of see some of this subtropical moisture way off into Fantasyland moving around. But we will be watching that through the extended forecast. Maybe a chance of a thunderstorm as we go towards the end of the month and on towards the early portion of June. But again, just kind of looking off into fantasy land for something interesting to look at there in the extended forecast. But taking a look at daily 2-meter max temperature, here is the state of California. You see the desert areas there. There's Las Vegas, and yeah, you can see all the way up towards the northwest California coastline. Look at that. Some of the highs right along the coast, you can see only into the upper 50s versus the desert areas. Almost a 50-degree temperature difference between southeast California and northwest California. A gigantic state, almost a country of its own, the state of California. Then we go on into a Thursday. This is tomorrow. You can still see Bakersfield up in the mid-90s. We bring those heights down aloft, and that is going to help cool things down a little bit here. You notice that Friday is a bit cooler. You can see 86 for Bakersfield here and some of the Sacramento Valley into the lower 80s. Then we go through Saturday, and the deserts cool down a little bit, but you see the temperature start to bounce back here at northern Sacramento Valley, getting back into the low 80s, and you notice northwest California, and of course, under the influence of the marine influence there of the Pacific Ocean, you can see the 50s right along the coastline there with that northwest wind, of course, continuing down the coast. Then we go through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Notice as you get up into the end of the month there, temperatures start to ramp up a bit here. And that's when that ridge would start to build over the area. Death Valley maybe getting up over 110 degrees by that point. And yeah, you can see a lot of the desert areas up over 100. We could get some triple-digit readings there across some of the valleys of Sacramento and down to the San Joaquin Valley here. And the interior areas getting quite warm. But again, we'll be watching that closely. Some of the models are coming to some agreement that we will be getting a ridge. So there goes our weak system. We saw that on the visible satellite imagery off the coastline and the mid-level water vapor loop, kind of keeping that ridge a little bit suppressed there, and we cool things off a bit. But then we get the next trough off the coastline there, trying to keep some ridging going. How close will this get? Will it bring any precipitation to California and northwest California? That is a possibility here. It should be on the lighter side, and that will be through the weekend and on into the early portion of next week. We'll look at that in some more detail tomorrow. But then as we go through the extended forecast the following week here, you can kind of see how this ridge really gets going here along the west coast of North America, and you can see this closed low off to our south and west. So we'll see how that develops here. We're still looking over a week out right now in the development of that ridge. And now if we look at the European Ensemble mean, this is a very accurate forecast as well. So you can kind of see the trough there and maybe that system swinging through early next week. And then does that ridge build? Yes, indeed. It starts to show up here as well. So that's something we'll be watching for the extended forecast. You can kind of see that closed low signature out there in the extended forecast as well. Now, 2-meter temperature anomaly, coastal areas here as we go towards the end of the month, still below normal here. Interior areas above. But then as we go towards the end of the month into early June, we start to warm things up. And you can see the effects of that ridge here across the state of California. Things definitely above normal as we go from May 28th to June 2nd. But yeah, anyway, we'll continue to watch for interesting things coming up here. We'll break things down on a daily basis. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the channel. Click like and subscribe. We will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you then.